Hi everyone, Kalyan Kumar this side, and hope you're doing well. And welcome to Chemistry Universe. We are right now in video number 10 and of carboxylic acid series, and we have already done one derivative acid halide, and this one is acid anhydride. So let's get on with the video, and we'll be able to learn more. All right, so let's get on with the show. Acid anhydride. First, we'll do the preparation. We've done almost all of them by acylation of carboxylic acids. So if you take carboxylic acids and treat it with RCOCl, as I said, Cl can easily be removed. So if you use a base, then the carboxylic acid becomes a carboxylate ion. And the previous video we saw, carboxylate ions convert RCOCl to anhydride. And if you have a dicarboxylic acids and you can get a stable ring, like for example, succinic acid, we have again done this, CH2, N times CH2. So this is succinic acid. If you heat it to 300, you will get a intramolecular ring anhydride, cyclic anhydride, succinic anhydride. Same happens with phthalic acid. Similar type situation, temperature is 230 and you will get phthalic anhydride. Then we talk about chemical reactions. Well, you can convert them into other acid derivatives. You cannot convert them into acid halide directly, but you can convert them into ester. Because remember, alkoxides are more nucleophilic than carboxylate. So they can replace the carboxylate and you'll get ester. And if you use 2 ROH, you'll get 2 times ester. Then with ammonia, you'll get amide. And with hydrolysis, you'll get carboxylic acid. And then we have also done the acylation of aromatic compounds, if you remember, electrophilic aromatic substitution. We have also done one more thing. This was a test for phenols, but let's do this. Just have a look at it again. Formation of phenolphthalein. Very important compound, very important reaction. Make sure you remember the structure and the reaction. So you have phthalic anhydride reacting with 2 phenols. In the presence of sulfuric acid, you're going to get electrophilic aromatic substitution. So what will happen is that, let us say it protonates, this H2SO4 protonates one of the O's here. It will become plus, and then this will come here. You'll get a plus here. It becomes an electrophile, attacks the para of this by electrophilic substitution. Then again the H will protonate the OH here. It will remove as water. Again you get a carbocation. You'll get another phenol attaching para here. So basically this is phenolphthalein. You find that 2 para phenols attached to 1 carbon of the phthalic anhydride. This is phenolphthalein. Then we talk about formation of imides. Very interesting. You see, when you react anhydride with ammonia, now one of them is going to attack as a nucleophile. This leaves. Now this is a minus and this is a plus here. So what happens is that you will get this one N as NH2 and the other as ammonium. So the way and the reason we have used 2 is because you get a carboxylate ion, and to have a cation with that, you would need ammonium ion. So basically you get one as amide, the other is ammonium salt. And if you protonate it, it will become acid. Now, if you dehydrate it, this is thalamic acid. Now, if you dehydrate it, what happens is OH from here goes, H from here goes, it's a dehydrating agent, and you will get the N attached to this carbon as well. Cyclic system, you will get imide. Remember, RCON is amide, but RCONCO thing is imide. You can just compare this as an anhydride part of nitrogen. And this is called phthalimide. It will be useful later when we do amines. And then of course you can reduce anhydrides to alcohols by LAH. You will get a diol here. And that ends acid anhydride. So I hope you found this video useful, and we'll be finishing off 2 more anhydrides in the next 2 videos. With that, Kalyan Kumar signing off. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching this.